Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to AppTech's channel, giving the ability to launch omni-channel payments and digital banking solutions, obviously offering that seamless commerce experience. Joining us, we always have the pleasure of Luke, the Chief Executive Officer, which is going to be diving down into some financials today. So first and foremost, thanks so much for coming on again.
Thank you for having me, and us as well.
Always a pleasure, man. So first and foremost here, I mean, you guys are sitting on about 18 million in assets, of which about 10 million cash against only about 7.3 million in liabilities. You want to give a little bit of insight first and foremost on cash spend, how you currently feel about your balance sheet in this kind of macroeconomic environment?
Well, our balance sheet is pretty strong right now. Our burn rate is very, medium. It's around $500,000 a month. We have done a lot of our heavy spending to finish the development of the launch of our product. And this is now more just integration costs, which are affordable for the company. This is why we did our offering with the F. Hutton, was to get this money in the bank, get some of the heavy expenditures out of the way at the front, including bringing on our go-to market team. But most importantly, covering the integration and development of our platform with our customers.
Yeah, and you guys are pretty much in a really good situation to kind of ride out the economic storm that we're witnessing, which I'm sure many companies can't say have the same resiliency there. But diving a little bit farther as well, I mean, you're already doing over 100K in revenue for Q1 here. Do you want to give a little bit of guidance on what you guys kind of just think's going on for the second half? Anything specific that investors should be focused on?
So really the second quarter was more about integrating further with our existing relationships that we've had for the last several years as a company. Taking those existing relationships and taking them out of old rails and putting them into our new rails is ultimately what AppTech has been working on this last quarter, and we will continue to do so towards year end. Right now, it's all about boarding the clients, making sure that we give them what they need so they can compete in their market and provide satisfactory and well-needed tools to their clients. But at the same time, the heavy spending for AppTech is behind us.
Yeah, that's pretty insightful to say the least. And considering you're kind of opting into the, I wouldn't want to necessarily say it's kind of like a SaaS business that you're running there, but kind of being within the e-commerce sector and running kind of like payment gateways and things of that nature, I feel like it's almost a buying opportunity with the current environment of people thinking e-commerce is going to slow down. Even though we might get a hiccup here long term, I can't see that runway being anything other than still a growth trajectory. But nonetheless, from the cap structure perspective here as well, with your shares outstanding, do you want to give a little bit of insight into perhaps the insider versus institutional and retailer ownership?
So the good news is we have a very small issued and outstanding cap table, which fully diluted is about 20 million shares. Currently issued and outstanding is approximately 15 million shares. And the float is approximately maybe 6 or 7 million shares, and about a third of that is institutional ownership. Many companies, obviously, bigger institutions can't get involved unless the stock is north of $5. Well, once our stock hits $5, there's going to be some significant followings coming on board. And what's going to help us hit those numbers is obviously the turning on of our and integrating of our existing clients. That being said, we're not one of these companies that intend to do dilutive financing or issue millions and millions of shares. We protect our equity very closely, and the shareholders come first.
I'm sure they'd appreciate hearing that as well. But on that note, I want to pass the question off to you guys out there. We'd love to know what you think in that comment section below. Consider subscribing, because as news continues to come down the wire, of course, we'll update you here. But on that note, stay cool, stay awesome. And as always, I look forward to catching you in the next one.